I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're exploring the journey of self-discovery and reflection, as well as spiritual empowerment. We're talking about two amazing books. They are called 111 Reflections for Thy Earth Odyssey, Tome 1 and Tome 2. They're written by a terrific author. Her name is Reverend Lydia Fougères, and in the books, she offers deep insights into life's mysteries, guiding readers towards greater self-awareness and understanding. These books are more than just reflections. They are interactive experiences that encourage journaling, self-exploration, and personal growth. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her in the spotlight today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her powerful books. The links are below the interview. And be sure to download the Spotlight Network TV app, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Reverend, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very grateful.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Let's start out by giving the folks at home an overview of your books. Tell us a little bit about 111 Reflections.
Well, 111 is a number that actually is very important to start with. I did not write 111 for nothing. 111 is a number that is a portal to the opening of the universe. And when we are on Tome 2, we are at 222. 222 means that the situation will revolve. So the thing is that I write 111 reflections at a time for a certain reason to start with. My books are about self-discovery. It's a journey in my life, in the life of other people. It's everyone's life, actually. Everyone can learn from my books. They can journal, as you said, which is absolutely the topic is to journal with my books. A person can actually read my book 1 year and then journal it, and the year after take the same book and journal again, and their reflections with the reflection will be completely different because they will have grown in their journey on earth. So that is why I wrote those reflections.
Wonderful, wonderful. Talk to us about the passages that people will find in the books when they read them.
Well, passages, we have something that I will give that spoiler because no one understands that one. I wrote one that says, to reach the divine, you have to open 1,000 flowers. Okay, so no one understands that one. And it is because we work with chakras. And when we are on the crown chakra, it is represented by the lotus flower. The lotus flower is actually known as the 1,000-petal flower. So that is why I wrote, to reach the divine source, you have to open 1,000 petals. So people can spend 5 years just on that quote. Because if they have not worked in metaphysics or on their self-journey, they will not understand it. So that is why I'm actually spoiling the thing, because I actually want them to understand that one. Because just starting by understand one is really important. And it seems easy to understand some of them, but everyone understands those reflections in a different way. So the book is different for everyone according to their life, their surrounding, how they were raised. And that is the way my books are. They're for everyone, for every age, actually.
Yeah, they do have universal appeal, no doubt. Talk to us a little bit about journaling in the book and why you incorporated that.
I incorporated journaling because the journey is about forgiveness also. Forgiveness and understanding. In the book, there are many quotes about forgiveness, understanding others, and understanding the universe, the earth. So what happens is that when you journal your thoughts, actually your thoughts change every single time there's an event happening to you. You change. So sometimes if you do not journal, you do not realize that actually your mind has changed about a certain event. So if you journal the book, what happens is that you can reread the book and reread your journal, and then you say, oh, wow, I have changed my mind about that certain point of view. And my mind is a lot more open to whatever situation. And you see your self growth, your self journey, how wonderful you are. So everyone realizes how wonderful they are starting to be as life grows, as life opens to them. So everyone is beautiful. So they're just getting more beautiful. That is all.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And also by journaling, you're more in connection with your thoughts, your feelings, and you recall, like you said, during a time period of how you thought and what your feelings were. So that's very profound and helpful as well. Talk to us a little bit about the role that self-awareness plays in spiritual growth.
Well, when you're aware, actually, you observe. You do not live the emotions. When you're aware, you know what is going on, and you actually take the time to you take the time to actually live the present moment when you want to be aware. Because many people just go through time without even realizing what is happening to them. But when
Mm,
you are really aware of your surrounding, and you can be happy with just any kind of event. You just see a child smile, and
mm,
you're aware of something that makes you smile, something that makes you happy.
yeah.
So people sometimes are running after something to make them happy. They're running after something that is outside of themselves. But if they are aware, happiness is inside. So it's from the inside out, not the outside in. So that is how to be aware that we happiness is inside, not
Mm,
outside.
exactly. People are always chasing things externally, and that's not necessarily the path to happiness, as you mentioned. How can readers use your book as a tool for daily meditation?
They can use the book, they can take one quote, one reflection, and just choose one and reflect on that quote and
Mhm.
try to understand it. Sometimes they will just read it and just try to pass it because they do not understand it. So if they were to take like one reflection per day, instead of reading the entire book, but just to concentrate on one reflection, that seems easy sometimes. So they take that reflection and they just spend the day on it
Mm,
because many ideas will come to their mind when it comes to that reflection. So what happens is that if they spend the day thinking about one reflection instead of thinking about 111 reflections that they just read just through,
right.
they will understand a little more and they will have a comprehension that will be so deep and they will be able to explain to someone else also. So their discovery will be someone else's discovery also. Their
Mm,
knowledge will become someone else's knowledge. That
yeah,
is the way you see it.
absolutely. It's almost like a prayer that you say over and over again. You become acquainted with it, you become familiar with it, and it becomes part of you, which I think is important as
Exactly.
well. What are some of the most transformative reflections in the book, in your opinion?
But the ones about forgiveness, I would say the ones about forgiveness, because forgiveness does not come easy for many. And being a person that I'm a person that many things happened to me in my life, and I'm a person that always forgave.
Mm,
Because I don't want to be in a self jail.
mm,
So all my quotes about forgiveness, actually, I went through them. I went through, I walked my talk. So the thing is that, when I write a quote about forgiveness, I really thought about it. I really went through it. I really understood it. And when a reflection is about forgiveness or about people that are greedy, sometimes I will go about people that are greedy. And, I will say, pray for them or think about them because, they're greedy because they don't know anything else.
Mm.
So sometimes, you have to be good to someone that is not good. Just like I say that everyone is good. It's just that some take really bad decisions. So if you start from the concept that everyone is good,
Mm.
they take bad decisions. Well, if you see life like that, well, you're just a step away
Yeah.
from thinking, okay, everything is bad. The world is terrible. No, when you think, okay, that person is good, but they took a bad decision. Okay, maybe their next decision will be good. So you always live with hope.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. And everybody can make a bad decision. And it's getting on the right path that's important. And all of us are the same in that respect as well. How would you say one could begin their journey of spiritual self-discovery?
Well, first of all, people have a tendency never to be in silence. Silence is necessary for self-discovery. People have a tendency to be on their computer, on their telephones, or their smartphones, whatever they play new
Mhm.
computer games. So if someone never actually lived in silence, they cannot actually think because they're always busy. They're like a rat, they run a race.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they really have to take the time. And okay, I will admit that people tell me I do not have time to take the time. I do not have time to meditate. But how much time do they lose on Facebook, on
Mhm.
Instagram, whatever? So all this time that they accumulate during a day, looking at, just scrolling. Well, if they were to use 15 minutes of that time, only 15 minutes, and stay in silence and be still and observe their feeling instead of living the feeling, observing the feeling, they would be different in a matter of 1 week. If they were to let us say an example, they would be angry. And instead of just blurting out whatever they feel like saying, they would
Mhm.
just keep it in and observe the fact that they are angry and try to justify, okay, I'm angry because of. But the thing is that not to throw it in someone else's face, just the person just can observe the fact they are angry and then they do not say anything to hurt anyone else. They observe their rage instead of living their rage.
Mhm.
So that is the best way to actually be in silence and meditating. It's a way of meditating when you observe your feelings, your emotions. It's a way of meditating. That is the way.
During meditation, should you pray?
Every meditation is good, I
Mhm.
will say, because meditation can be done in silence, just like the conventional meditation. But
Mhm.
I'm a person that I fish a lot. I like
Mhm.
fishing. So meditation for me can be also fishing.
Mhm.
It can be walking in the wood. It can be gardening. It can be anything, taking a walk. Anyone meditates. Everyone meditates. They just do not know they are meditating. And when someone says, "Oh, do you meditate?" Well, there is no good manner of meditating because everyone has their own way of meditating. So there's no bad way of meditating. There's only many ways of meditating. So if someone tells you, "Oh, okay, do you sit or do you have the lotus position or
Mhm.
whatever?" This does not have anything to do with meditation. Meditation is being well inside and happy and grounded. That is meditation.
Yeah, great advice. Talk to us a little bit about incorporating mindfulness into our daily lives.
Well, when you want to incorporate mindfulness, you have to be grateful for what you're doing to start with. And you have to know what you're doing. If you do not know what you're doing and you just like walk through your day like that, you you just walk through your day, you lose your day. But if you actually acknowledge what you are doing and you are in the present moment, let us say you are cooking a meal for your family. We're going to talk about uh, people that stay at home for their families, men, women that take care of their families. Many people say, oh no, they're not working. They are working. So those people, they're wonderful people. Actually, they are doing lots of things for their families. They are cooking. While they're cooking, they're actually doing an act of grace. So if they are mindful that what they are doing is the most important thing, well, and they go through their day like that. I'm doing the laundry. I'm doing the laundry. It's a very important chore. So people do not understand that every action, if it's done with the knowledge that they're doing an action for the good or for whatever reason, if they're doing a good action or an action, if they're in that moment, in that present moment, well, they are in a state of mind where they know what they're doing and they're in their present moment, which is super important. That is the way it is.
Exactly. To be in the moment, live in the moment, and appreciate what you're doing. Like you said, cooking a meal for the family is so important. It's showing love, it's showing care, it's showing concern, it's giving them nutrients and nourishment. Great advice indeed. Do you feel your book empowers readers to view the world differently?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because with the book, people become more loving because they think. They stop and they think about their surrounding and they think sometimes about, okay, maybe what I'm doing is not the way it should be. Or maybe they're thinking, I'm not grateful for whatever. Or maybe I'm judging that person because of, but no one's allowed to judge. So the thing is that they learn to stop judging also by reading those books. It's a book actually to stop judgment also, because I explain that judgment has no place neither.
Mm.
So in my books, there's place for love, no judgment, harmony, reflections, and being the present moment,
Mm.
forgiveness. So that is the entire concept of the book,
Yeah.
to be in the present moment and to be happy
Yeah.
in the present moment, no matter what is happening. I know some events are really difficult, but the thing is that, when you find happiness in any ordeal, if you find a little bit of happiness, well, there you are. You found glory in something, in an event, because we are in a world where many things are happening, and we have to understand that, this too shall pass.
Mhm.
Everything shall pass. So we have to think, okay, before bad things happen, good things happen. And then bad things happen, good things happen. But everything shall pass. So we
Right.
just have to realize that there's always hope. If we keep the fact that in our mind that we have hope and we can be a loving person toward whoever is talking to us, no matter what they think, and agree to disagree, which is so very important, because people tend not to agree to disagree because they stay on their position. So if a person is not open to agree to disagree, Well, there's no love in there, and we're all interconnected. So we have to have love, which is very important.
A lot of it's focus as well. You can choose to focus on what's good or what's bad, right?
Exactly, exactly. Because, some people have this orientation where they see everything as bad, whatever
Hmm.
the situation is. You
Right.
know, some people have it all, but they do not see anything. Other people, they have nothing and they feel they have it all.
You're right.
So that is the way a person is. So it's the way, and this is the way you are raised, the way you think, but there's also the way you were born.
Yeah.
I know I was born a happy person. I know
Hmm.
that, I was I was always a happy camper.
Yeah.
So the thing is that no matter what happened, I'm a happy camper. I learned from the lessons, and I'm a lot happier that way than someone that is never happy. That person, they lose a lot of energy. Being unhappy, they lose a lot of energy. My father used to say, when you're angry, you lose twice the energy. You lose the energy to be angry, and you lose the energy to calm down.
Right.
So why get angry? Why have all kinds of moods when actually you can stay calm and try to resolve the conflict? That is the way we have to be.
Yeah. I often say people are happy not because of their circumstances, but despite their circumstances. You can take a person with a set point for happiness, and put them in jail, and they'll find things to be happy about. The ray of sunlight coming through the bars, or a weed they see growing through the cracks in the floor. Whatever it might be, people do have a set point for happiness. They can choose their focus, they can change it somewhat, but people are blessed if they're born as a happy person, as you say. Tell us a little bit about your ministry and your work.
Well, my ministry is I can celebrate weddings. I
Mm,
actually am a real reverend, so I can celebrate weddings. What I do is that I do healing. I'm an intuitive healer
mm,
also. I work with chakras. I help people find themselves. I help a lot in matters of the heart
mhm,
because people have a broken heart, and it's easier for me, it's easier to deal with people that have a broken heart, that have a problem with a love situation, because the thing is that it's something that can be healed
mm,
very easy, even if people think it is very difficult to solve, because we work with cause to effect, because I have a degree in nursing and holistic nursing also.
mm,
So I was actually and I was taught by the greatest metaphysicians in the United States and Canada.
mm,
So I can work with matters of the heart, and also with disease,
mm,
because there is the cause to the disease is actually it has a lot to do with situations that are going on around the person and the environment.
mm.
So I study the environment of the person, I study the situation of the person, and I work in intuitive way to do that.
Wonderful.
So yes, but you are a person, you're a very wise person. It's easy to see.
Thank you.
So you're a very wise, you are. And the thing is that, people like you can change the planet.
Mm,
The thing is that you're a person that gives great advice. You're open-minded. You're a great
thank you.
person. So people like you, they can change the world. You have a platform for that.
Mm,
So you can change so many lives just with your platform. So people like you uh, sh- can reach out and change so many lives. I change lives with books.
mm,
I change life with healing, with energy, with the chakras, energy healing.
mm.
I change, but you change lives the way you do with your platform and the way you think, because you're so open minded. So everyone has a way to improve the world, and they have to know, everyone knows that they can make a difference.
Mhm.
So that is the way
Absolutely.
people, yes, everyone.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm happy to give your voice to this platform so you can share your wisdom with all of our viewers out there. So I appreciate you being with us here today. Your series of books is expanding. There's Tomb 1, there's Tomb 2, and now a third one's coming. Tell us about the third book.
Yes, the third book is the same thing. It's 111 Reflection for Thy Earth Odyssey. I stick to 111
Mhm.
because it's the opening of the universe. And when we come at 333, because it's going to be 333, 333 means the masters are surrounding you, because we talk about, metaphysics. So it means the masters are surrounding you. So when you're reading that book, when people will start reading that book, they will be surrounded by the masters, by the great masters of the universe, because they will be working on their self journey.
Mhm.
So with the first book, 111, they
Mhm.
will be opening the dimension to the universe. 222, they will be healing situations by working on that book on themselves. And the third book, 333, the masters, the ascended masters, will be helping them doing that, because those are magic numbers. And people will be able to elevate their energy, elevate, the accelerate the speed of the molecules around them, the atoms around them. And they will
Mhm.
be in better position to help others around them and to bring peace and harmony in their surrounding.
Wonderful. Well, you've done wonderful work on these books. The books we've been focusing on today are called 111 Reflections for Thy Earth Odyssey, Tomb 1, Tomb 2, and soon to be Tomb 3 as well. In the book, the Reverend offers deep insights into life's mysteries, guiding readers towards greater self-awareness and understanding. These books are more than just reflections, they are interactive experiences that encourage journaling, self-exploration, and personal growth. Reverend, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. I appreciate your insight and your wisdom. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.